new scheduling system. I have failed yet again. I'm sitting here just putting the kettle on now, thinking the only solution that I have for these Sundays now is to just say to my mum that the only day that I really, really, really need help with the boys at the moment is between 1:30 and 3 on a Sunday, so I can literally blast through the house and get it reset back up. Because obviously, as a woman on my own, hello, guys, I'm back. Yeah, as a single person, Kelly here, not Kelly Cotton, but Kelly with a Y. I have literally every day since I have known made my own bed. I was raised as a single child, and I have always been taught the disciplines of making your own bed. The first thing that you do when you get up is you make your bed or you strip your bed. So as a single person, I'm the sort of person who has a place and space for everything. Hello there, Charlie. And I love to have my home organised. I even actually have it in my psychological report that says that I have OCD. And when I left my first husband, that I was so much happier because he kept me out of my own schedule and routine and out of my own core integrity, having to completely change my entire life for an army schedule. And then I had to live by an army schedule. So I had to live by the disciplines of an army schedule. And then also then I had to live to the disciplines of not as a mother, because the natural timeline of a mother and a child is very natural, but then having to go to health visitors, be it appointments.
Say hello to the kids?
No, because you're not decent.
Please.
No, you have to have your clothes on and be decent.
And I'm decent.
You're not decent. You have to be decent.
Right.
So, yeah, as a self-disciplined individual woman, I'm very self-disciplined. I'm very driven. I like to be the sort of person that gets up first thing in the morning and literally just puts on her shoes, stretches out her body, gets into the world. I love to be up before the rest of the world. I love to be up before the tinkering around of the UK. If I'm in a city or a village or anything like that, I love the sound of the milkman in the morning. I love the sound of the bread people in the morning. I love the sound of people starting to get up and go out to the work. But it not being too busy, I find the clutter of the world when it's in full swings too busy, and I tend to sort of come in and I tend to be at home, and I like to be at home. Whenever I do anything in terms of going to restaurants or shops or any facilities like that, I like to go to places when I know it's quiet. Hence why I go over to Asda late at night. I don't go to Asda at 2 o'clock. Like when I grew up, shopping was Saturday. Mum went shopping on a Saturday and the kids went out with dad or stayed at home with dad while mum went shopping. My dad had a brown envelope on a Friday that he came home with and gave my ex-stepmom a brown envelope where she used to then sit down with a notebook and work out what the rent was, what the bills were, what insurance policies they were paying. And I used to all see this. I used to see her jotting down and writing on the back of my dad's things. And my dad used to leave a note in there for my mum to say what he needed to take money out for, what his kitty was. And then I remember them sitting down and working out exactly and putting it into envelopes for each sort of day on how much money they had. And that was done in a cash world. And then all of a sudden, I remember my ex-stepdad talking about us having a cash card. So basically, we were going to move from cash, so literally our fathers, so all of us, whether we're sons or daughters, our fathers were predominantly bricklayers, tradespeople, or they would be of a higher calibre and go to university, and they would be the doctors, the lawyers. And there was this system that exists within these careers. I remember when it was an options, if you wanted to go and travel, it was about travel and tourism. And it was, if it was about business, it was about business. But when I remember last year driving down the road between the north and the south and looking up at the signposts and it clicking in my head what all that along the carpet and up the stairs was, going from C and B, working out where you were for geography. So you've got all of these things of knowledge, so basic knowledge, so your physical body, your spiritual body, your teeth, your eyes, your senses, all of these things. But because we've all had individual careers and people have to be niches and heads, so you work in disciplines and go up in scales in terms of things like being the director of a company to a manager to a and all of these things. You look at the structures of parliament, we've got the prime minister, we've got the deputy prime minister, and then we've got all of the heads of all of the different things. It's exactly the same as, say, me going to employment. So that means I would get up in the morning and somebody would have a contract with me to say that I have to produce X amount of work, and within that, then I would then have to increase their profit margins by so much, and that would give me a return of that. If I do that, then over these hours that they project that I would be working for them to maintain the stability, to be the reliable one, to keep that growth and stability and change going, then I would then have to be up at a certain time. Yes, darling. Elijah's hurt you. Well, Daddy's still here at the moment, so Mummy's going to have to just try and get on around you guys. And I have said I'm just going to change it over to get Nanny to have you on a Sunday, and it will work because then we've got our schedule for the week. You want a top on? It's fine. I'll get you a top, and you can get Daddy. So basically, as from tomorrow, Boris Johnson, our children going back to primary school, our children not going to primary school. Sorry? Well, it's Sunday. I've got to clean. If I don't get it done, then it's like this for Monday, and I can't have it this week. I don't know if you're going to school or not yet.
Yes.
I've got your uniform here ready for if you are or not.
Yes.
Right, so jumper. Yes, I'm going to find you some clothes and put them on. And so anyway, guys, I'm going to try and get on. I definitely have to see if my mum will take over and have the boys on a Sunday, so I consistently every week have this space to get done. And then I like to put on the Sunday dinner, do you know what I mean? And then it's just basic washing up, getting the ironing done, watching a film, and hitting the ground running for tomorrow. But that ain't going to be happening for me, I'm afraid. So I just have to work at the pace that I can, slowly working until eventually I get into the courts and the judge says this is her schedule, this is her core values and beliefs, and these are the people that will serve her, and they pay the bill basically, and they remove the people that don't work inside with me thriving, and and I'll be back on personal payments and back classed as somebody in this country that has a right to live by a schedule, because if I don't, I burn out. It's as simple as that, and I can't afford to have people around me that keep me burnt out anymore. So it's a new year. It's not just a new year, it's a whole new time in history for all of us. We're all rethinking, we're all restarting, we're all coming to a place in our time and space now where we're all rethinking about who do we want to have around us as that we can spend those time with. Back up, who were those 5? We know who the 5 are. They're your enablers, your coaches, your mentor, your teacher, and the person who invests in you. Because if the people are not investing their time in you growing, then they should in your life. If you're always the person giving and trying to help in whatever relationship it may be, whether it's your mother, your father, your partner, and it should be your husband and wife, there should be no other conversation. The fact that we're going through this time of complete confusion for people is down to what you're all being filled with through the media, through and please do remember, most of the videos that you're watching are not real. They've all been computer edited. They've all been changed. They've all been gaming you for ages. There's a war, and I have to say, stay out the political war, because when a political war comes, they pay people money. It's the same as watch rappers. Yeah, rappers are the prime example for it. Take 50 Cent, people like that, all them sort of things. It's all about gangs, wars, guns. It's all about survival. It's all their filling. It's all their breeding. It's got to go. It's got to go. It's filth. It's disgusting. I remember when my son Liam first ever got into fucking, what's his name? Bloody Mathers, whatever his name is. The white rapper. Eminem, yeah? I remember when he first got into Eminem. Now, I like Eminem, and I'm not going to knock Eminem as a person, as a poet, as an artist, as somebody who has different battles and different stories, because that is what it's about, isn't it? It's about coming to that mirror and looking in that mirror and actually being able to say, do you even recognize yourself? Can you look in the mirror and recognize yourself? Because every single person knows, whether you're an artist, a rapper, or whatever, you're battling to be yourself. Whitney Houston is one of the most renowned person who used to say it before going on to be an artist or going to take an award or having to go on an interview. All she used to say to people is, can I be myself? And if you can't be yourself around the people that you give your love and time to, if you can't be who you are, they want to change you, if they want to knock down your loves and things, this is called gaslighting. This is the difference between actual, genuine, intimate relationships with people. I have become fascinated with narcissism because obviously I was called a narcissist to have my kids taken. And I had one representation of what narcissism was at that time. And that was the story of the flower, the narcissus flower. Now, everyone can take a different story. In China, the black cat is lucky. In Western philosophies, the black cat is pagan. In some countries, the number 9 is lucky, 7 is lucky, 3 is lucky. It depends what culture or what side of the polarity of the perspective of the world that you're coming from. The north, south, and east and west is different for a reason. The fact that we have different countries and different cultures is different for a reason. The Lord created this world so perfect that the minerals, the oils, everything that we need is here. It's greed, ownership. That is what's caused the problem of it. Nobody owns this planet. NASA doesn't own space. SpaceX doesn't own space. The world is not owned. 57 states is not owned by the Queen. The Queen has governed those areas to be able to keep the lands growing. People don't see things this way. People only see things the way they want to see things, because you either work for somebody and you make their dreams come true and be pissed off all your life, or you genuinely serve them because you want their dreams coming true, because actually your dream, like a father's dream is for their children's dreams to come true. If you don't want your children's dreams and ambitions to come true, then you shouldn't be bringing children into the world. So, otherwise we're just raising children to just be products of the state, of the system, rather than growing into their own human being and self and who they are and what they're about. Just because your child has a gift in singing, it doesn't mean that's all they are. That's not all a child may be. Wow, got amazing voice. Let's just parade them around and make them a singer. But they might love basketball. You've got to give them that basketball too. They might love climbing. They might want to go snowboarding with their friends. You can't define people by one thing. In fact, it was Dean. When I first ever met Dean, I always loved the thing that Dean always said to me: I don't talk about Dean, and I don't talk about my mum on social media. But if I was to say it, it's not my words, it's somebody else's words. And as you know, I don't ever like to plagiarize something that comes from somebody else. But it's something similar that I've always said about being whole, about being holistic. And it's not about being one thing. And whenever I've spoken at any platform, I always say, do not ask our children what they want to be when they grow up, because you're defining them into something that they will never be, trying to obtain something that they can never become. Meaning that we have a massive big world of mental health issues because people are not in line with their true self. I know who I am 100%. I've known myself for 42 years. I've spent a lot of time alone. I love being alone. I love the silence of my own thinking, my own thoughts. I love this time where I get to refresh for the week. I'm not maintaining this home for me as an individual. I have children. I have people who come to my home, such as Dean, because this is obviously my home now, but as before it was a family home, but it is still Dean's home. It's Dean's hat on the side. It's Dean's things. I still work as a family because there is no other man in my life. Do you know what I mean? There won't ever be in that way now, because as people know who have followed me for 10 years, I made that decision to uproot my family, to leave the north to the south, to come back to my family, to go to my father, to be with my husband, because the way that I live is not the calendar of the state. It's not the education calendar, which is what I struggle with. I really, really struggle being forced into the education system because I don't work in flow in that system. You can't tell somebody with EDS to sit on a chair all day. You just not got my focus. It doesn't work. Even Elijah learns best with his legs up against the sofa and head upside down while reading his book. You can't do that in a classroom. I don't mind my children sitting on bean bags. I don't mind my children walking in around the shops and counting things and learning maths. My mum said to me, that's not core curriculum, because I was talking about their meditation, their prayer. Well, it's actually prayer. So prayer, meditation, then into their martial arts, then into their sort of what people define as names. And this is what annoys me. People put names and brands on these things that are natural energy, aura, karma, natural laws of the universe. So human rights, they were created by humans, yeah? So we don't live to the natural humanic law, we live to the spiritual laws, to the real natural laws of the universe, the laws of perpetual transmutation. Everything is energy, works through and flows into. We are energy. Everything around us connects into that energy, flows through that energy. When your energy is interrupted because people don't understand your scheduling system, your processes, your core values and beliefs, because they can't even see that. Such as the problem that I've always got with Dean, because Dean always puts this thing out there about me sleeping with these men. I have not slept with that man. That is a character defamation immediately. Just as if somebody says somebody's unfaithful or somebody's a con artist or somebody's this or somebody's that. If you're telling somebody else something about it, it interrupts an energy and a flow, and it creates what's called the flying monkeys. So if you remember what in the Wizard of Oz, the witch used to gossip to the monkeys and send the monkeys out to then cause all the drama coming into Dorothy. So that's basically every time I then get trolled, it's coming from these. So you all know, because it got posted up when I was, you're not a paedophile, are you? That caused so much trolling for me. So for this year, it's massive that I have to cut off a lot of the energy, not share a lot of the things that I'm going to be doing, working very, 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 very closely only with the people that are in my core support enablement system, because I am self-employed. I pay the people who work for me, I pay people who serve me, and I like it this way. And I like it this way because standards. It creates jobs to get done. It stops things from being stops people from just giving you half-hearted amounts of time. It stops you, like, take for example, making calls on Sundays. Yeah, you put cards through on people. You don't make calls on Sundays. Sundays is a family time. Saturdays, Sabbath day starts from Friday evening, and as the sun sets on a Friday, that is the true Sabbath day. Not a Sunday when you all go to church, not a Saturday when the Eastern people think that you go to church. It starts as the sun sets and you go into your family, your core. Yes? Hence why the devil got us all dancing and taking us out of family, made us single people, taking off our tops, stripping, dancing, running underwater, being, whatever. So for me, I failed massively. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this done. That means it fucks me up for my morning motivation. So a schedule is so damn important. It's like paying bills. Bills don't get paid unless you take the time to either set up an automated bill paying system that your bank can do for you, or you have to take time out and schedule each week when your bills get paid. Your water shouldn't be free to you because you're a lazy ass who doesn't want to go down to the wells and get your water. If you're expecting people to keep the streets clean, if you're expecting people to keep the lights on, if you're expecting people to keep the bins clear, if you're expecting people, you have to think from a whole world perspective. You have to think from a whole... What's the matter, darling? You want the hoop? You have to think from a whole world perspective, because, take the internet for an example. I whinge about my internet. Hang on, dude. Move out the way. Let me get it. I whinge about my internet, but... Oh, it's caught under something. It's difficult to get out. Oh, I'm going to have to take the plug to get it out, dude. I'm going to have to undo the plug to get it out. 2 seconds, guys. I might cut out. 2 seconds. Lie Shiloh down because I've got to move the fish tank. Some people in some worlds don't even have internet. So... people like Elon Musk and stuff like that, they're saying, well, hang on a minute, We want to get the whole world to have internet. And then there's other people that go, oh, well, this is really good for me. You got it? You got it? Ready? Jump. We got you. Because that means then they can monitor the whole world. That's different. So anyway, seriously, I'll tell you what, if I actually got people to go in that bathroom and actually spray it down, get a brush, wash that freaking floor, see how long it takes. Look at the state of my bathroom. I don't do this. This is, look at the state of it. Now, my Aunt Christine, when you stay at my Aunt Christine's, if you have a shower, you have to get the plinth down, run it down the sides, squeeze it across the sides, squeezy everything. And I have to really, like, even before you get out. So for me, the only way I get that done is when I've finished all the cleaning, the bathroom's done last. I get in the shower, have to spray it all down, brush it all down with the... It's horrible. This is why I want a bath. You can't have a toilet and a shower room in the same room. It's impossible. You either have to walk around with no shoes on. Like now, I've got my trainers on. So if I go to the toilet, that floor's permanently wet. It is annoying as hell. But the only way that bathroom and toilet gets cleaned is because I have to either be reactive to every time it's dirty, constantly going in and redoing it, or I have to schedule a day and time like ironing. It's about scheduling it. So for me, it was always about a Sunday, because for me, it was about making sure school uniform, clothes, everything was ready for a Monday morning, making sure it was folded, neat and tidy, down for the rest of the day, ready to set up, and everybody had what they want. Because what do kids say? Where's this? Where's that? What do partners say? Where's this? Where's that? Have I got this? Have I got that? So if you haven't got a sock drawer with all your socks in it, and it pulls in and pulls out, and you haven't got a bedroom where you can hang your jewellery and you know where your clothes are, and I've got here my hairdryer and my straighteners, which should be sitting in my desk in my bedroom. You know, if you don't have that order and system in your home, then you can't succeed in life. And this is why I get so annoyed at me being a failure, because people don't understand things like this. And it is so damn important in your life to have a schedule, to schedule things. Even if it is stuff like Elijah's got his swimming. Yeah, well, you can't just say, oh, okay, well, I'll take him swimming whenever. My children are now 4 and 3, and I still have not achieved this swimming. 1, because of the laws. 2, because I don't have that space. If I had my own back garden with a pool, my kids would have been competent swimming. But I haven't had them relationships and them people around me to make sure that the boys are thriving. So that's what I've got to schedule. Yeah, but it's going to take money. Lots and lots and lots of money. Paying for people's time. Hey, what do you want me to do to it? Spin the hula hoop. Pay for people's time. Oh, he wants me to hula hoop. Pay for people's time, pay for people's service. So like even a cleaner. I could pay for a cleaner to come in here for 2 hours, get all this paint off, everything gone, and it's done. But you've got to schedule it. Catch you later, my kids need me. Scheduling my lives from now on.